every age there is a time of trial.
It ends here. I will finish you like I finished your father.
On Halo, you tried to kill Cortana. You tried to kill me.
Don't you recognize the boy is you, Jack?
My name is Ezio Auditore da Firenze. Rodrigo Borgia drove me into exile.
Halo doesn't kill Flood. It kills their food. Humans, Covenant, whatever.
I like that. No, I respect that. I'm gonna give you 30 seconds. Run, Forrest! Run!
So wake up, Mr. Freeman. Wake up and smell the ashes.
If you would have asked me as a 10-year-old boy, what does the future of gaming look like? I probably would have said, Mom, there's some stranger talking to me.
Get the out of my room and play Minecraft!
But in a perfect world, I probably would have gave you a very layered answer. I would have told you that the best was yet to come, that we had only just barely scraped the surface of what games could actually accomplish, that the AAA industry would totally not charge us $80 for games and sell us abominations. I was a miniature Nostradamus. Well, little me, let me tell you something. I live here in the future, and the future is black. Companies spending millions of dollars for what I can only assume is human excrement, unfinished bug-ridden catastrophes that make watching paint dry look fun, and prices that Tony Stark would even scoff at.
Yikes.
But what about our future? What does it look like, you may ask? Well, let me let you in on a little secret there, Jimbo, my boy. It's the past. But to answer this question fully, we have to dig a little deeper. And what better place to start than how we ended up here? Just like when your girlfriend runs out of things to use against you in an argument, we have to go to the past. AAA games used to be the bread and butter of the industry. Games like Halo, the original Last of Us, and Skyrim had us all blown away just about a decade and a half ago.
It's been 84 years.
The astounding innovations from the 6th generation of consoles had been refined into a formula that was more addictive than meth.
Someone cooked here.
Developers had figured out the secret sauce of how to blend the perfect amount of juicy story with raw creativity and gameplay. Everything felt better to play, whether it was an open world that felt alive or the greatest racing game known to man.
It was perfect. Perfect. Everything, down to the last minute details.
There were games of all shapes and sizes during this time, but as all great things do, it came to an end.
Stop! No! Just stop it!
AAA developers wanted more money, and they figured out how to get it. They started charging us for small things at first, like DLC map packs and horse armor. But, just like the pretty girl you had a crush on in high school, as the years passed, it only seemed to grow wider and wider.
She's as big as a whale!
Soon enough, they started charging us for things that were once unlockable through gameplay. Things like skins for guns and characters. It has even gotten to the point where games like Fortnite will charge you money for the ability just to unlock these through Satan's most horrible creation, the Battle Pass.
Get him out of here! Get out!
You can spend thousands of dollars just on one game in a matter of no time. Games that mainly do this are live service games, which are another monster entirely. Children all around the world all gather together at least once a day to sacrifice their mother's credit cards to the live service gods, racking up more debt for someone else than a U.S. congressman.
Somebody at the White House has been smoking the devil's lettuce. Okay.
The AAA gaming industry has also created a fatigue for gamers. It is the same old crap time and time again. Nothing new, nothing fresh.
Hey,
Hey, I've seen this one. This is a classic.
In the AAA scene, whatever creative thinkers there are soon get pushed aside for old businessmen and investors trying to chase trends. And the results of these decisions? Well, I've ate slices of bread with more flavor. Bland character designs or rehash characters from other or older franchises, woke elements to keep people from connecting with anything or anyone in the world, and unfinished, unpolished game worlds that you'd think were put together by an infant.
But wait! There's more!
Console price increases after they've been out for years now, just because they can. Gaming budgets have also skyrocketed over the years, making the cost of games insane. Let me just throw an example at you, sport. The first game in my favorite franchise, Jak and Daxter: The Precursor Legacy, had a budget of $14 million over the course of about 3 years and released in 2001. I don't know about you, but to me, that's quite a lot of moolah. A game more recent in most people's memory that I've mentioned before is a game called Concord. Concord is a game that didn't last 12 days before being taken off storefronts across the globe. I've had jugs of milk that lasted longer than that. It was developed over the course of about 8 years and cost $400 million to make.
You gotta be kidding.
If the AAA gaming industry is on such a terrible downward spiral, then what new games can we even look forward to? Is there any hope for us gamers? What if I told you there was another? Where the AAA gaming industry has rotted from the inside out like my stomach after Taco Bell, the indie gaming scene thrives. This is where the most creative and valuable talent for making games is hanging out at. Small teams of men and women gather together to dump their heart and souls into passion projects that they have handcrafted. Despite having small budgets the size of my grocery list, they have created some of the juiciest games this year.
Yeah, baby! That's what I've been waiting for. That's what it's all about. Woo!
Just recently, games like Schedule 1, Repo, and Expedition 33 have had gamers eating like kings, showing us you don't have to have a multi-million-dollar budget to make good games. Just a Zen pouch, a few monsters, and a dream, baby.
I have a dream.
It's not like the days of old where you had to have a publisher. Now you can just slap that puppy on Steam and let her eat. And there's enough tools out there now that anybody can make a game if they want to. Indie games have already started to take the place of AAA titles and are creating their own standard of quality, and for a cheaper price. You get your money's worth, and they're super fun.
I love the game. I love the hustle.
The reason for this is because they are built off the same principles that made gaming so great. They're not focused on bleeding you dry with the next battle pass. They're too busy giving you a hit of the good stuff. But just pump the brakes a little bit. Not everything is sunshine and rainbows. Yes, there are amazing indie games out there, but for every good one, there is 100 bad ones. Most of them don't make it to the surface and are usually made by some guy passed out on Xanax in his mom's basement. But there is a large amount of games out there that feel worse than a game of hide and seek with your grandma that has dementia.
I love the young people.
Some of them I wouldn't even call games. They're more like glorified tech demos at best. So, great indie games are just so scattered out, it's hard to keep playing them for long periods of time without burnout. So if they are not enough, what is the solution? Well, brother, I got an answer for my fellow enthusiasts. If you haven't figured it out already, I live in America, where we have guns, NASCAR, and freedom of speech.
They'll never take our freedom!
So as a full red-blooded American, when I do my gaming, I prefer freedom of choice, emphasis on the freedom. This is why I play on PC. Not only can I play the latest AAA titles that were created to torture prisoners of war, but I also have the option to do something extraordinary. I can go back, way back, to any console that I want. And this is where I'll be doing most of my gaming for a while.
I'm home.
You want to play all the classic games that made gaming great? Well, you have the option. And not only can you play these old games, but you can practically remaster them. You don't like the blurry look of Sly 2? Let me just crank that bad boy up to 4K for you. What's that? You want to play GameCube games with an Xbox controller? No problem. You can even slap a new coat of paint on some of these old games with texture packs to really bring them into the modern era. The possibilities are endless with emulation. And for some people, it can be super cheap if you know what I mean.
Take what you can. Give nothing back.
And on top of all of that, the games are yours. They are on your PC, ready to go, whether you're connected to the internet or not. You don't have to worry about a company not supporting the game or taking it off a live service because you own it. I would just say go on and buy you an old retro console. But the issue is they cost you an arm and a leg nowadays. Most of the games aren't that bad in price, but once you calculate all the stuff you need for these retro consoles, it ain't cheap. Not to mention the consoles, and especially for a mint condition one.
Holy crap! That's a lot of damage!
So the best option really is to just go the emulation route. Some of you may say, well, Joshy boy, I don't have the bread for a gaming PC. Well, if you don't have the money for a gaming PC, then you definitely can't afford the new price hikes of the new consoles, that's for sure. But the great things about emulation is that you can practically run most old games nowadays on a potato. So dust off your old school laptop and get to gaming, brother. The whole picture of gaming's future is hard to predict. There could be a gaming crash like there was in the 1980s. Heck, there could be a new golden age, a renaissance even. I highly doubt it. But I do know one thing for sure. If the gaming industry stays on the course that it's on, I know where I'll be. Running with the gaming legends of old. Thanks for watching.